His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa sent a cable of congratulations to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, on Saudi Arabia's National Day. His Majesty the King wished the Saudi monarch abundant health and happiness to continue the march of development witnessed by Saudi Arabia under his leadership. His Majesty expressed appreciation and pride in the strong and distinguished historical ties between the two brotherly countries and peoples, affirming Bahrain's keenness to continue strengthening and developing cooperation and close joint action with the kingdom in light of the strategic partnership between the two countries to fulfill the ambitions, aspirations and common interests of the two countries and benefit the two brotherly peoples. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa sent a cable of congratulations to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, on the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's National Day. His Royal Highness sent a similar cable to His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. The Commander of the National Guard, General His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Isa bin Salman Al Khalifa, received the personal representative of His Majesty the King and President of the Supreme Council for the Environment, the SCE, His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Hamad Al Khalifa. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Isa commended His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Hamad for his efforts in serving the kingdom and his leadership of the SCE, particularly in safeguarding wildlife and environmental conservation. The meeting also discussed topics of mutual interests. The representative of His Majesty the King for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, received the Ambassador of France to Bahrain, Eric Girard Telme. His Highness Sheikh Nasser highlighted the strong Bahrain-France relations in various sectors and advanced cooperation between the two countries. His Highness commended the Ambassador for his efforts to enhance cooperation across various domains. The meeting discussed current regional and international topics of matters of mutual interest. For his part, the Ambassador expressed thanks and appreciation to His Highness and congratulated Bahrain for securing 4 medals, 2 gold, 1 silver and 1 bronze at the Paris 2024 Olympics. He commended His Highness Sheikh Nasser for establishing an environment that supported Bahraini athletes' success, leading to the kingdom's historic achievement as the leading Arab country at the Olympics. The representative of His Majesty the King for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs and Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, received high school graduates from public and private schools with an average of 99% and above. His Highness stressed that this meeting is not only a tribute to their efforts, but a confirmation that the kingdom is honored by them. He added that the youth have proven to their families and the country that they are the best and that their achievements are a motivation for more successes. His Highness quoted the words of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the first supporter of the youth, that youth are half of the present and all of the future, and that betting on youth is guaranteed. The ceremony began with a speech delivered by the Minister of Education, who introduced the first young high school graduates, expressing pride in their achievements by achieving rates above 99%. These high rates are a testament to the great efforts and talent of the students and the spirit of challenge enjoyed by the graduates. The minister also praised the teachers, the entire educational staff, and the families of the outstanding students who all contributed to achieving these bright results. In a speech delivered by a student representative, he expressed his honor to stand before the distinguished audience to express his sincere gratitude and pride in the attention given by Bahrain to education, which has made great strides in the prosperous era of His Majesty the King and supported by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, and the continuous follow-up of His Highness Sheikh Nasser, who opened great horizons for Bahraini youth. He expressed thanks for this honor and affirmed keenness to continue the development march with pride.
جميعا الآن للاستماع إلى كلمة ملهمة من كلمات سموكم.
في البداية أخواني وأخواتي، أنا أحب أهنيكم على هذا الإنجاز اللي قمتوا به على مستواكم الشخصي. وأنا شخصيا مو موجود اليوم معاكم لأكرمكم، أنا شخصيا اليوم موجود معاكم أقول لكم أن الدولة تتكرم بكم.
الله يطول.
وتتشرف بناس شباب طموحين قادرين على التحديات مثلكم. ولكن بعد اليوم من واجبي أن أكون معاكم اليوم أذكركم بشيء مهم جدا. لا تعيشون في الماضي، ولا تروحون في خطأ أن أنتوا الأفضل وتبقون على هذا الهاجس. أنتوا اليوم ما زلتوا في البداية. صحيح أثبتوا لنفسكم ولأهلكم ولبلدكم أن أنتوا الأفضل، لكن هذا من فعل الماضي. أبيكم تطلعون من ما بعد هذا. أبيكم كل يوم تطلعون المستقبل. أبيكم تطلعون كيف إني أنا أصبح أفضل. اليوم العالم يزيد تحدي، اليوم الأمور تزيد تعقيد، وتريد ناس مثلكم قابلين لهذه التحديات، مرنين، أذكياء، يقدرون يتصرفون في الحال. فإذا أنتم تحليتوا بهذه الصفات وقدرتوا كل يوم تصبحون الصبح تحطون حق نفسكم هدف تنجزونه، وكل ليل قبل النوم تسألون نفسكم هذا السؤال: هل أنا قربت من إنجاز هذا الهدف؟ أو هل أنجزت هذا الهدف؟ وآخر سؤال: هل أستحق هذه النومة؟ اليوم إحنا واجبنا تنفيذا للقيادة اللي أمرنا بها سيدي حضرة صاحب الجلالة الملك حمد بن عيسى الله يطول عمره الملك المعظم، وسيدي سمو ولي العهد. اهتموا بشبابكم. كيف نهتم بشبابنا؟ ما نعلمكم ولا نقودكم قود ولا نخرب أطباعكم، بالعكس احنا ندور الناس اللي مثلكم، اللي اعتمدوا على نفسهم، اللي أثبتوا وجودهم. وأنا عارف أصلا أن هذه الوجوه الموجودة اليوم هي اللي فيها المنجزين، هي اللي فيها القياديين، هي اللي فيها الناس اللي راح تتميز في المستقبل القريب. اليوم من واجبنا بعد نفتح لكم البيبان في جميع القطاعات. اليوم أعتقد الوجود اللي بينكم أنتوا أفضل 1% في البلد. لازم تعرفون أنتوا اليوم 1% الأعلى من هذا البلد. الدول الكبرى والدول العظيمة تشكل بلدها وتشكل ناسها وتشكل توجهها وتبني نجاحها على هال1%. لازم تفتخرون اليوم بنفسكم أن أنتوا جزء من هذا 1% من الشعب. ولكن عليكم مسؤولية كبيرة. بنعتمد عليكم ونبغيكم تفكرون دائما ما بطريقة أن تسألون نفسكم سؤال مهم: كيف أقدم لهذا البلد؟ فإحنا اليوم من واجبنا أن نتأكد أن خاصة أنتم يا 1% في المكان الصحيح. فأتمنى اليوم، أعتقد جميعكم اليوم عندكم بعثات. هل في أحد اليوم موجود ما عنده بعثة؟ توكلنا على الله. عندنا 2 من أصل 105. ضروري اليوم نخلص بعثاتكم قبل لا تطلع من هذا الباب. ومهم جدا اليوم أن أنتم في هذه المجالات اللي راح تقدمون لها وراح تدرسون وتطلبون العلم وتواصلون على مثل ما أنتم، وبتلقون نفسكم بعد في المقدمة. لأن سبحان الله اليوم الله وهبكم هبة العقل، هبة الذكاء، هبة الفطنة، لكن بعدين عقب ما تخرجون من مسيرتكم الدراسية وتيون للعالم الواقعي وتطلعون من العالم الافتراضي، هنيه يفرق الناجح عن الآخر. ولكن احنا اليوم كدولة موجودين معاكم، وأنا كأخ لكم وداعم للشباب موجود معاكم، ومكاننا تعرفونه، وأي شيء تأمرون عليه من تسهيل أو توجيه أو مو بفتح باب، كسر حائط، احنا بنكون موجودين لدعمكم لتسخير الصعاب أمامكم. بس ما أقول لكم أن الطريق سهل أمامكم، الطريق صعب لذلك نريد ناس مثلكم يسخرون هذا ويعبدون هذا الطريق لأجل هذا الوطن. فإحنا اليوم إذا عندنا عنصر أغلى من كل شيء في هالعالم، إحنا عندنا البحريني، اللي أنا دائما ما أقول إحنا معدننا من ذهب. فتخيلوا إذا أنا طالع شعب متميز في جميع القطاعات، ينجز ويثابر ويكافح بشكل يومي، وأقول إن هذا معدنه من ذهب. تخيلوا اليوم إن هذا الشعب اللي معدنه من ذهب، اليوم أنا قاعد أكلم 1% من هذا الشعب. إحنا واجبنا اليوم مثل ما خبرتكم لدعمكم ولتوجيهكم، وانتوا الباقي عليكم. نبي نشوفكم إن شاء الله في أقل من 10 سنوات منجزين
بإذن الله، إن شاء الله
بأقل من 20 سنة منجزين، بأقل من 30 سنة منجزين. وإن شاء الله وبإذن الله راح أذكركم يوم من الأيام بلتقي بواحد منكم وأقول لكم قلت لك. والحمد لله على كل حال أن الله وهبنا هذا البلد، وهبنا هذه القيادة اللي تقدر وبإمكانها تشوف حجم إنجاز المواطن. ما عندنا واحد اليوم ينجز ويروح حقه هدر أبدا. أي واحد ينجز في أي مجال اليوم في الدولة بيحصل نفسه أمامنا وبيحصل نفسه في مجلس الملك يكرم. فأنتوا اليوم أملنا، أنتوا اليوم طموحنا اللي احنا نبنيه البلد. فأرجوكم لازم تعرفون شيء أخير، ما بيأطيل عليكم بالكلام، إن ترى الأيام دائما ما راح تزيد صعوبة، الموارد راح تزيد صعوبة لوجودها، ولكن الله وهبنا بناس مثلكم يسهلون هذه العملية على الدولة وعلى نفسهم. الله يبارك لكم إن شاء الله سعيكم، والله يوفقكم إن شاء الله في مساركم. ولازم تعرفون إن وراكم ظهر يسندكم،
الله يطول
ويواصل البحث عنكم، بنواصل السؤال عنكم. إن كنتوا في البحرين، خارج البحرين، أنا أأكد لكم إن راح نتابع أموركم أول بأول، ونبي نتطور، ونبغي نصير أفضل، ونبغي ننافس العالم. إذا أنتم مستعدين فتوكلنا على الله، والله يبارك لكم إن شاء الله في مسار.
كلهم مستعدين، مشكورين يا طويل.
After that, His Highness honored the sponsors, thanking them for their support and the impact of their gesture on the outstanding students. The representative of His Majesty the King for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs and Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, the SCYS, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, chaired the 2024 meeting of the SCYS in the presence of their Highnesses and members of the Council. His Highness affirmed that the SCYS aspires through all its policies, programs, strategies and services to inspire Bahraini youth and give them real opportunities to develop their capabilities and skills and empower them in various fields, making them capable of being the foundation of development in the kingdom, which is in line with the directives of His Majesty the King and the follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. His Highness pointed out that carrying the youth is an integrated national effort and caring for the youth and is a key pillar on which all government and private entities work to develop an integrated work system to support the youth in the kingdom and provide an environment in which youth can present their creativity and be an effective contributor to the kingdom's development. His Highness welcomed the attendees and they congratulated His Highness on his historic achievement of winning the World Endurance Championship for the second time in a row in France. His Highness praised the role of the first Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, Chairman of the General Sports Authority and President of Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, and his support for the national teams to make sports achievements such as leading Arab countries in the 2024 Paris Olympics and the national basketball team winning the 17th Gulf Championship for the first time in its history. During the meeting, a detailed report was presented which was implemented on a distinguished category, and His Highness announced the SCYS initiative to establish the Academic Excellence Authority, which includes a group of academically outstanding students and aims to build an effective communication network that contributes to the exchange of knowledge. The Ministry of Labour then reviewed the developments of the project to identify and empower academically distinguished youth over the past 15 years, which was launched in accordance with the directives of His Highness to invest in distinguished youth. The Council also reviewed the latest results of the latest version of the Masari project, which aims to contribute to raising the practical and scientific capabilities of the youth to enter the labour market. The Council directed the launch of the third version of the Masari project. The Council members discussed the latest developments of the project to recognize prior learning and flexible pathways, which came in implementation of the Cabinet decision to prepare a proposal to count cumulative experience in accordance with the strategy of the Education and Training Quality Authority. Temkin also gave a presentation on the Bahrain Skills Platform, which focuses on aligning education and training outcomes with the needs of the labor market. Under the patronage of the representative of His Majesty the King for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs, Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, and in the presence of the First Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, Chairman of the General Sports Authority and President of Bahrain Olympic Committee, the BOC, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, and President of World Aquatics, Hussein Ali Lamsallam, the High Diving World Cup concluded, which was organized by the BOC in cooperation with World Aquatics held at Bahrain Harbour. His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad crowned the first place winners in the men's 27 meters and women's 20 meters competitions, while Msallam crowned the second and third place winners in both competitions. On the occasion, His Highness Sheikh Khalid expressed pleasure in Bahrain's outstanding success in hosting the Diving Cup, providing its capability in organizing major sports championships. His Highness expressed thanks and appreciation to His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad for his patronage and efforts in supporting the youth and sports movement and the championships held in the kingdom. He also appreciated the role of the executive body of the BOC, led by its Secretary General Faris Al-Kohaji, in attracting and organizing the championship, as well as the efforts of all the working committees. His Highness said that the BOC is following a distinctive approach based on attracting various international sports championships and building more partnerships with international and continental sports federations to enhance Bahrain's status and contribute to the development of the economy and tourism. His Highness added that hosting this international championship and the international golf tournament before it highlights the BOC's status in the local sports map. His Highness thanked World Aquatics for their confidence in Bahrain to organize the event and thanked GFH Group and all sponsors for their support. He also appreciated the cooperation of all ministers, government bodies, and private sector institutions, stressing that Bahrain is keen on cooperating with World Aquatics in many future initiatives and projects. Under the patronage of the representative of His Majesty the King for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, and with the support of the First Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, Chairman of the General Sports Authority and President of Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the High Diving World Cup has concluded in Bahrain after the 2 days of competition, with 40 divers representing 16 countries competing to qualify for the 2025 Singapore Aquatics Games. The event was held for the first time in Bahrain, organized by the Bahrain Olympic Committee in cooperation with the Bahrain Aquatics Federation and in partnership with the GFH. The participants praised the good organization and the perfect environment of the event. The competitions witnessed a distinguished public interaction from different world countries. The High Diving World Cup witnessed widespread praise from participants and attendees for the outstanding organization and great interest in hosting this international sporting event, which confirms Bahrain's excellence in organizing and hosting major events in various fields, especially sports. More on this report. International events that are held in the Kingdom of Bahrain always witness high levels of organization, efforts and systematic plans, and the High Diving World Cup, which was held near the most famous tourist attraction in Manama in Bahrain Bay, overlooking the sea, witnessed the participation of 40 divers representing 16 countries. The event is of great importance, and it is a qualifying event for the Singapore Aquatics Games. The event witnessed remarkable interaction from citizens, residents and visitors who praised the outstanding organization of the event and expressed their pleasure in visiting Bahrain.
I love it. It's spectacular to be able to come and see some live sport. I saw it on social media and instantly wanted to come and watch. Well, I'd love to see somebody from England win, as that's where I'm originally from, and there's nobody in Bahrain competing, so yeah, England.
It's amazing, it's so exhilarating. It's great to see more sports coming to Bahrain. Well, hoping to see a really good result for our British contender.
I think it's phenomenal. So our daughter is a high diver. She'll be competing next. Her name is Maya on Team USA, and this is her first international competition, and it's an absolutely beautiful venue. Yeah, I mean, just watching the divers, they're so talented, and the acrobatics that they do in the air are phenomenal. It's a dangerous sport, but they're just phenomenally trained, and it's a great group of people. They all support each other. There's great energy here, and the city of Bahrain is beautiful. It's a great place to host this event. It's beautiful. So I've been to the Middle East before, never to Bahrain, but this is a gorgeous city backdrop. People are very friendly, so it's been a great experience so far.
Bahrain's hosting of this event is an extension of the efforts made by the Bahrain Olympic Committee in organizing major sports championships, including High Diving Cup, which is one of the most important and popular sports, in order to promote sports tourism, contribute to the development of the national economy, and enhance Bahrain's position as a distinguished destination for the world's largest sports championships. Reporting for Bahrain International, I am Mohammed Yusuf.
The World High Diving Cup, a global sporting event, concluded today in the Kingdom of Bahrain, which witnessed strong competition among participants from around the world, as it is one of the most popular water sports, which was organized by Bahrain Olympic Committee in cooperation with Bahrain Swimming Association at Bahrain Harbour. This edition of the World High Diving Cup is making great technical and organizational success and is considered one of the best editions according to the International Federation's officials, as well as the participating delegations and guests, who praise Bahraini competencies for organizing this international sporting event and harnessing all capabilities to ensure its success. The great success of organizing such international events reinforces the civilizational achievements made during the prosperous era of His Majesty the King and are an implementation of the world directives to consolidate Bahrain's distinguished position on the international scene to showcase Bahrain's ability in hosting major sporting events.
And for more information, we are joined over the phone by the President of the World Aquatics and Director General of the Olympic Council of Asia, Dr. Hussein Ali Msalem. Hello and welcome, Dr. Hussein. Can you tell us about your observations of the enthusiastic atmosphere witnessed during the High Diving World Cup?
First of all, thank you very much for this opportunity. And on behalf of the World Aquatics family, I would like to thank the Kingdom of Bahrain and the National Olympic Committee and the Bahrain Swimming Federation for the excellent preparation and operation and planning for the World Aquatic High Dive Cup in Bahrain 2024. This is a very good organization, and is not only to organize the setup for the competition venue, but only the detail behind that. The detail, what I mean, that I saw a lot of fantastic preparation for example, for the safety, fantastic operation for the setup, for the different angle for the cameras, fantastic setup for the LED screen for the spectator, and the presentation for the result, the replay, and this is all a very, very, very high standard. Moreover, the athletes who participate, and they are the top athletes in the world, they are the best athletes in the world in this sport. They have shown, all of them, without anyone, that their deep thanks and preparation, and they said this is one of the best World Cup events ever they have attended and participated.
And Dr. Hussein, how would you describe the Kingdom of Bahrain's organization of this high-profile event for the first time in Bahrain?
I think if this is the first time, huge success. I think with a new sport to the Kingdom of Bahrain, I think the capability and the ability of the Kingdom of Bahrain to host other sport events at the world level will be very high standard.
President of World Aquatics and Director General of the Olympic Council of Asia, Dr. Hussein Ali Msalem, thank you for joining us. The Minister of Interior and Chairman of the Ministerial Committee for Information and Communications Technology, General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, and a number of the committee's members attended the review presented by the Information and E-Government Authority on Bahrain's achievement in the United Nations E-Government Survey 2024.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أصحاب المعالي والسعادة، الحضور الكريم، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. يطيب لي بداية وباسمكم جميعا أن أتقدم بخالص التهاني إلى سيدي حضرة صاحب الجلالة الملك المعظم محمد بن عيسى آل خليفة ملك البلاد المعظم حفظه الله ورعاه، وصاحب السمو الملكي الأمير سلمان بن حمد آل خليفة ولي العهد رئيس مجلس الوزراء حفظه الله، بمناسبة تحقيق مملكة البحرين قائمة من الإنجازات المشرفة خلال الفترة الأخيرة في العديد من مجالات العمل الوطني وعلى مستوى دول العالم، حيث تأتي هذه الإنجازات انطلاقا من الرؤية الإصلاحية والتوجيهات الملكية السامية والمتابعة والدعم من قبل الحكومة الموقرة، معربا عن خالص الشكر والتقدير لأصحاب المعالي والسعادة أعضاء اللجنة الوزارية لتقنية المعلومات والاتصالات على التعاون والتنسيق والمتابعة في تطوير الأداء والخدمات الإلكترونية لتنفيذ عمليات التحول الرقمي. ويسعدني أن يكون لقاءنا اليوم حول أحد الإنجازات النوعية التي تم تحقيقها مؤخراً كما ورد في تقرير الأمم المتحدة لهذا العام، حيث تقدمنا 36 مرتبة لتكون مملكة البحرين ضمن الفئة الأعلى في طليعة دول العالم. حضور الكرام، يزيدني فخرا في هذا اللقاء أن أشيد بجهودكم المخلصة وتصميمكم الراسخ والذي يعكس ما تتحلون به من وطنية وإخلاص وانتماء، آملا أن يكون هذا الإنجاز المشرف دافعا معنويا لنا جميعا لتحقيق مزيد من النجاح بإذن الله. وإن المشاريع الرقمية التي نفذتها الجهات المعنية وساهمت في هذا التقدم اللافت بتقرير الأمم المتحدة للحكومة الإلكترونية للعام 2024، والذي كشف عن مستويات متقدمة للغاية في مؤشرات البنية التحتية للاتصالات والخدمات الإلكترونية ورأس المال البشري، جاءت متمشية مع الرؤية الاقتصادية لمملكة البحرين 2030، لا سيما فيما يتعلق بتبني التخطيط الاستراتيجي الموحد بين الجهات ورقمنة الخدمات الإلكترونية. حضور الكرام، إنما ساهمتم في تحقيق من إنجاز تقني مرموق يضاعف من مسؤوليتنا المشتركة ويدفعنا نحو المحافظة على هذا التقدم والاستمرار في انتهاج سياسات الابتكار وتوظيف التقنيات لتوفير أفضل الخدمات والنظم للارتقاء بقطاع تقنية المعلومات والاتصالات. وإنني على ثقة بأنكم ستواصلون جهودكم المخلصة في هذا المجال لتحقيق تطلعات الحكومة الموقرة في خدمة المواطنين الأعزاء. ختاماً، أجدد لكم جميعاً كل الشكر والتقدير على هذا الإنجاز المشرف، داعياً الله تعالى أن يديم على البحرين نهضتها وأمنها واستقرارها في ظل قيادة سيدي حضرة صاحب الجلالة الملك المعظم حفظه الله ورعاه، وشكرا.
The review presented by the Chief Executive Mohammed Al-Qaid highlighted that Bahrain advanced 36 places in the overall ranking and ranked in the top category, making clear progress in all main and sub-indicators. In the Telecommunications Infrastructure Index, Bahrain advanced 55 places and ranked 10th globally in the Digital Services Index. It advanced 31 places, and in the Human Capital Index, it advanced 33 places. According to the UN survey, Bahrain ranked first internationally in the adoption of technology in government services and the digital institutional framework. The review also pointed out that the factors of achievement include the support of the leadership, the directors of the Ministerial Committee for ICT, the information of key committees, and the efforts of government agencies and task forces. The Attorney General, Dr. Ali bin Fadl al-Bahrain, issued Decision 39 of 2024 establishing an office in the Family and Child Prosecution called the Office of Conciliation in Family and Child Cases, specialized in taking reconciliation procedures in cases referred to it from the Family and Child Prosecution that are registered for crimes that fall within the scope of the family and crimes committed by children over the age of 15 and under the age of 18 at the time of committing the crime, in which reconciliation, accommodation, or waiver is legally permissible. According to the decision, the Family and Child Prosecution will refer to the Reconciliation Office cases that it deems that referring them to the court would negatively affect family ties or the interests of children, and its circumstances require consideration of the possibility of resolving them through reconciliation procedures in accordance with the rules and criteria that take into account these interests. The decision included a set of controls that must be adhered to, namely that the offer of reconciliation and waiver to the parties in complete impartiality is only once, and the requirement for the consent of all parties to proceed with the procedures, the presence of the child's guardian in these procedures, ensuring the right of the parties to obtain legal advice, and that procedures in relation to the crimes with which a child is charged must take procedures over all other judicial procedures or measures and must be prioritized with the aim of ending the case through reconciliation or waiver, in addition to the office's obligation to complete all these procedures with a maximum period of 2 weeks from the date of receiving the case, which may be extended with the approval of the head of the office for the similar period or for one time. And to speak more about this topic, we are joined over the phone by Chief Prosecutor Mr. Ahmed Al-Fadl. Hello, Mr. Al-Fadl. Can you tell us what the specialization of the Family and Child Conciliation Office?
Hello and good evening. Well, the office is specifically responsible for taking reconciliation procedures in cases referred to by the Family and Child Prosecution, particularly for crimes that occur within the family or ones committed by a child over 15 years but under 18 years of age at the time of the crime. These cases allow for conciliation, reconciliation, or legal waiver, and the public prosecution sees the possibility of resolving the dispute in accordance with the law. The office carries out its procedures based on legally considered interests and in accordance with the rules and regulations outlined by the Attorney General's decision.
And Mr. Al-Fadl, what are the objectives of establishing the Family and Child Conciliation Office?
Well, the public prosecution aims to resolve family and child-related cases, particularly those crimes eligible for conciliation and waiver, ensuring a balanced and social assessment of the child's best interests, which the law prioritizes in all proceedings, decisions, and rulings. This office also seeks to avoid imposing penalties or alternative measures, and even to prevent trial procedures unless absolutely necessary for the child's protection and behavioral correction. Also, the office aims to rebuild relationships between the parties involved, especially within the family, to maintain the family's stability. It also facilitates the swift resolution of criminal cases, reducing litigation costs and procedures.
Chief Prosecutor Mr. Ahmed Al-Fadl, thank you for joining us. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al-Zayani, met with the Foreign Minister of Iran, Abbas Araghchi, at the UN headquarters in New York on the sidelines of the 79th session of the UN General Assembly. The meeting was held within the framework of the coordination to initiate talks regarding the restoration of diplomatic relations based on the principles of good neighborliness and mutual cooperation for the benefit of both nations. Customs Affairs and the King Fahd Causeway General Organization signed an agreement to promote cooperation and enhance customers' experience. The President of Customs and Deputy Chairman of the organization, Sheikh Ahmed bin Hamad Al Khalifa, affirmed the Customs Affairs commitment to providing the best customs solutions and practices. He said the agreement aims to provide the latest services and simplify customs procedures for all parties to enhance performance and beneficiaries' experiences. The agreement covered cooperation and providing the best high-quality services to facilitate passenger and truck traffic and other services. The Coast Guard Command reported significant enforcement actions from January 1st to July 31st, 2024, during which it seized 820 maritime violations. These violations included issues related to registration and licensing laws, illegal fishing of small fish and shrimps, the use of trawling nets, and fishing in protected areas. In total, 1,661 kilograms of fish and shrimps were confiscated as part of these operations, and the Coast Guard patrols successfully rescued and assisted 472 individuals and 318 vessels during this period. The Coast Guard urged all seafarers to comply with maritime laws and cooperate with patrols' instructions for surveillance and inspection. It emphasized that non-compliance is a violation of the law. Under the directives of Her Royal Highness the wife of His Majesty the King and President of the Supreme Council for Women, the SCW member Dr. Fatma Al-Blushi participated in the 4th edition of the Eurasian Women's Forum 2024, which included a number of bilateral working meetings as well as discussions and interventions during the sessions and workshops of the forum held under the chairmanship of the Speaker of the Russia Federal Assembly. Dr. Al-Blushi held a meeting with the first Deputy Chairman of the Committee on Regional Policy of the Russian Federation Council, Chairperson of the Eurasian Women's Forum Council, during which they reviewed joint cooperation between the SCW and Russia on various women's issues. She also highlighted the meeting with Chairperson of the Women for a Healthy Society Committee, Deputy Head of Development and Head of the Healthcare Directorate at the Congress, during which the vision of the Women for a Healthy Society project was reviewed. Dr. Al-Blushi participated in the roundtable titled Women in Technology, Developing Artificial Intelligence, in which she emphasized that AI is here to support innovation and development. She also participated in the dialogue between women in Russia and the Arab world, during which she spoke about the SCW's efforts to support young talent in the field of entrepreneurship and encourage Bahraini women to innovate, excel, and participate in the development of the national economy. Dr. Al-Blushi also participated in the open session of the W20. The Ministry of Transportation and Telecommunications revealed the statistics of passengers, aircrafts, and air cargo traffic in August 2024, with the number of visitors to the Kingdom of Bahrain reaching 790 million during the last months of this year.